Hey everyone, my name is Troy from Tech Games Etc. And boy, oh boy, I am on these last couple of games I've been reviewing are not looking good. Except this, probably Dishonored, but wow, Assassin's Creed was a big disappointment. Big disappointment. And I would love to explain why. And I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit the mark. I'm gonna hit the nail right on the head with this. So, pretty much, with all my reviews, you can go ahead and look at the bottom of the screen and look at the bottom of the video and skip to the part where I get my final grade for Assassin's Creed 3. So, let's get started. Let me give you an overview, alright? Now, I'm coming into this series at Assassin's Creed 3, okay? So, if I get this wrong explaining the overview of this, please forgive me, but I didn't know this game was like this until I purchased it. So you're this guy Desmond Miles, okay, and there's this solar flare that's threatening the Earth basically, and you have to enter what is called the Animus. Now I'm gonna try to leave footage of this because this is why this game was misleading, because you thought you were just this guy in this hood. You know, from the outside looking in, you thought you're this guy with this hood and you're an assassin, but this Animus is like it reminds me of the Matrix, but you have to go back into your ancestral past and you got to use this thing to learn about your ancestral's past and all this other stuff to try to prevent what the earth is about to, the doom the earth is about to face. And that's the best I can describe it, so please forgive me, okay? There is no type of difficulty setting that you can actually select in a campaign mode, unfortunately. There is a co-op mode for multiplayer. There's a co-op mode and there's actually a team deathmatch mode. Not co-op mode, excuse me. It's a multiplayer mode where you can play against up to 4 to 8 players. And the co-op not co-op mode, but the multiplayer mode can have you where you can actually, assassinate a target. You can be the target. You can there's other modes dealing with like you can assassinate each other. You can play against like team death matches, or you can blend in with the crowd and try to see if someone can spot you. Those are pretty much some of the modes. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the names of them because I canceled my Uplay account, which I'll explain later in one of the flaws of this game. Now, the pros of some of this game, the only 2 pros that really stood out to me was I love the atmosphere that this game tries to create. The environment this game tries to create. I mean, it looks good. Like, the 3D models look good. The graphics look good. The environment looks good. They really set this, like, you go back in time when Benjamin Franklin and George Washington was living, and that's just pretty much it. Like, and also, to play online, you don't really need to use your Uplay multiplayer access code, but there is very super limited access. You can't even play online or none of the modes or anything. You can play to see what this one mode called Wolfpack is like, where you and I think 3 other buddies can take out a target together, and the best one that can do it, the best team that can do it gets the better score. Now, here go all the cons to this game that really gave this game the final grade that I gave it. This was like the nail in a coffin. You don't play as a character with the white hood immediately. You don't. It's like, even when you're Desmond Miles, whatever, you enter the Animus, whatever, but you're playing this character, I think Nathan Kenway or Henway, I didn't get his last name, and he's not as cool looking. He's clunky. You don't really know what the hell is going on, really. Like, the storyline of this, you really can't follow. Okay, why does he need to look for these 4 people? Okay, why does he need to do this? And it was very misleading when Ubisoft advertised this. You think you're the guy in the white hood, but you're not. You probably gonna be him or transform or get a different uniform later, but it doesn't happen immediately. And this game doesn't pick up at all. It is boring. It is slow. the dialogue, the action, um, it just picks up small, and I'll explain this in my other flaws later. Multiplayer lacks depth. Multiplayer is annoying and it lacks depth. Okay, when you do play against people in like any death match or any game, there's just melee attacks. You can't really like fight sword to sword and shield to shield. You know, you can't really duel. Everything is like a one hit wonder type of thing. It's just a melee hit, you're done. There's no type of sword play. There's no, okay, I got my sword, I got my shield, we're gonna sit here and duel. It's none of that. This is a one hit, bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you're done. And also to set up in order to play online fully, you have to set up a Uplay account to access the multiplayer we can play against other people. I'm not saying when you use your Uplay multiplayer code, just to play online on a trial basis without using your code, you have to set up a Uplay account separately. You got to put in your password, you got to put in a username, you got to confirm it. They just don't take it from your account like if you're on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. They don't do that. And if you want to cancel it, that's the only way you can have access to it. But if you want to cancel it, you have to call Ubisoft themselves, which I had to do because I was like, the multiplayer lacks a lot of stuff. And the online is just boring as hell. It's just boring as hell. There's just really nothing exciting about it. Now, the animations feels okay. If I can give you an example of what the animations feel like, they feel like I'm playing what's that? Oh my gosh, I see the Prototype. Yeah, the animations feel like Prototype. You can run into the crowd, he'll push him to the side and things like that. But the animation feels clunky, and the shooting is even worse. It's like the shooting is terrible. Like you aim with the L1 button, move the cursor with the right analog stick, I'm coming from the PlayStation 3, and fire with the triangle button. It's a terrible finger position because your right hand leaves like that comfort zone. You know, if you're playing any first-person shooters, any third-person shooters, how, you know, the left is always aim, the right trigger is always shoot. It's nothing like that, and that's very bad. And also, this game, the campaign feels way too much on rails. Way too much on rails. You can't really interact with anyone. Don't come to this thinking it's like Skyrim or not even like a Skyrim, like a Dishonored, or where you can interact with anybody in this Animus. Like, I understand you're in the Animus, but it feels like there is no type of life. There's no type of life around you. There's no people living separate lives. There's no, okay, let me walk over to this stranger and he tells me about the history of where they live, or there's some type of side mission. Or, I mean, most of what I found was you gotta find these pages for Benjamin Franklin or deliver this mail. But you know, I haven't really played it enough yet. But that's how bored I am with it. I'm really that bored. There's really nothing here as far as just interacting with the people. Like, on your map, you'll see the people you can talk to. But outside of that, there's no life. It's like they're just, even if you try to walk up to them, the best you can do is pat their pockets and steal something. You know? So that's just pretty much bad. And the missions don't really take any skill at all. Like, the sneaking really doesn't come into play that much, but when it does, it's very lacking, very unfulfilling. Like, the targets you go after is a one shot, bam, they're done. There's no type of difficulty with this game. And there was another annoying thing. Like, every time this game transitions from cutscene to gameplay to cinema, they'll flash white. They'll flash this white, like, to go to the next scene. Now, this may be wondering, why is this such a bad thing? When you're playing on an HD television, that flash of white really gets annoying. Like, I'm playing on my desk, my desk and I have like a 24-inch HD television. I'm sitting right in front of it, and that flash comes in. It will tire your eyes out, especially if you're tired. You do not want to be playing this game with flashes of white. Why can't he just do black? Black is more calmer on the eyes. And pretty much, and my last thing is you have to probably play Assassin's 1 and 2 to know what the hell is going on. It just feels like, okay, where's everything going? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Okay, after all that I said, what is my final grade for Assassin's Creed 3? I give this game an E. And sadly, this E does not mean E for everyone. This game is not really for anyone. This game is not worth $60. I thought this game was going to be something that it wasn't. I think it was pretty misleading in the advertisements to be like, oh, you know, you're this guy in this white cape, this white cloak thing, and you're going to be slicing and dicing the explosions. No, you're not even playing that dude until later, or you changing your outfit until later, because you're playing this one clunky character that is not really that fun. And you thought the multiplayer was going to save it, but the multiplayer is just as bad because there's no type of dueling, there's no type of excitement. Like, I love it when someone's chasing you, going through the buildings and stuff, but when you're trying to fight, there's just melee. So it's boom, boom, you're done. There's no type of, you can't throw grenades. I mean, if you can, then probably smoke grenades, but I know I'm not trying to make it sound like a Uncharted or something, but it would have been nice to have some type of dueling in the multiplayer. And the Uplay account thing with the multiplayer, and you gotta call them, and it's just too much hassle to get to a mundane multiplayer. Now, if this multiplayer was an A+, I'd be like, oh, I'll go through all this stuff, but it's really not. And this game is pretty sad, y'all. This game is sad. I'll say pass it up. I'll say wait until my my playthrough of Assassin's Creed is over to see what I'm telling y'all. I'm still going to upload this game, the playthroughs and stuff. Why not? Because I get paid for it. I mean, I'm loving that I get paid to play games now. I love that. So I'm going to sit here and do my playthroughs, whatever, and show y'all the mundaneness of this game. But anyway, there you go, community. Tell me what y'all think. Did y'all like Assassin's Creed 3? Did I get anything wrong with explaining the storyline, or did I just mess up somewhere? Just let me know in the comments. I know you will. And if you like what you saw today, please like the video. It really helps out a lot. And subscribe to my channel. And there go all my contact information. See you later. Thanks a lot.